Okay, we are live for Montreal Canada GP qualifying on the main channel, on the big boy channel. We are just, we're getting close. I want to check the weather for you because it looks like it's raining. So I want to get the live weather. Well, the satellite is live. I want to get the live pictures. People have got coats on in the paddock. Nice. How are we doing, everyone? How is everyone doing today? Should we get the old light on? Whoa. How is everyone doing? Chai in the house, Vlatka, Fatmido Haku in the house as well. And my big bottle of water. So yeah, we are just 30 minutes away from qualifying. It is close. This could be an inflection point. There's only 20 or so points in it in the Constructors' Championship between Red Bull and Ferrari. Yeah, absolutely destroy that like button. Absolutely destroy it. If you don't mind. Oh, I've got the sub. Yeah, so I want to... Oh, okay. We streamed FP1 and FP3 on the Motorsport channel, which was a lot of fun. And we're back here, main channel for qualifying and the race. And yeah, in FP3, we saw Hamilton basically set a blistering lap, and everyone was out on the softs. So Guan Yu Zhou crashed his car in turn 2, but it wasn't a big crash. Liam Lawson and Daniel Ricciardo having some banter, I think. I think Lawson's recording Ricciardo or something. But we know they're going for each other's, or Lawson's going for his seat. He will be 1, 2, 3. It's very difficult for me to call this one. I've got to be honest. It is super difficult for me to call it. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. Welcome to Imprim How. I just want to get something up here with the... So I want to put a link to the Motorsport channel so you guys know where that is. So let me just try and find that if I can. If I've got the know-how on how to do it. Let's see. Let me see. Yes, so I know how to do this. I can do this. Let's go to that. That's just double me. No one wants that. Okay. Welcome, Beef Barley. Good to see you again. As we get ready. You'll see what I'm cooking up. Okay. Welcome, Tabine. Good to see you. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Ah, hang on. Oh, this is so... Okay, I don't know whether this is going to work or not. Let's see. I might have to redo it. Welcome, Natasha. Good to see you again. So that should be a link to the Motorsport channel with a subscription thing as well. So let me know if that works. Put that back up again. Yes. Okay. Right. So it's not raining right now. 28 minutes to go. But you can see from the weather radar that there is a lot of rain in the vicinity. And there is sort of like a very orangey or like contrasty look to what's going on in Montreal at the moment. So it feels like there's dark clouds nearby. I need to see a helicopter shot. Let me try and pin that. But yeah, if anyone's not on the Motorsport channel, it works. Okay, great. Because we did, it was quite nice to do FP1 and FP3 over there to mix it up. Welcome, Marcus. Good to see you. Long time. Greetings from Germany. Hope you're doing as well. Let us know what's going on in Marcus's world. Obviously, the Red Baron on Gran Turismo. One of the fiercest drivers. Welcome, Paul Merinow. Nice when it works. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because I bet a lot of people didn't know that we were streaming FP1 and FP3 over there. Which is where I put all my motorsport stuff. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3... the Hamilton pace is very intriguing because I don't think everyone else would be sandbagging. So the fact that Hamilton's gone like 4/10 clear, you know, we were told when we were streaming FP3 that they've come with a lot of updates. Mercedes here with like a front wing that they've now put on. But yeah, I reckon, so what I was saying is I reckon it's going to be in a mix of Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, Aston at the top. That's what I'm thinking. Everything's fine. Very good. Welcome, Isabel. Lacka thinks, honestly, I think Hamilton and Alonso are about to put on a show. So it's going to be the sort of the old guard, should I say, the experienced drivers who might be putting on a show. Work and roll, Postma. Greetings from Holland. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're looking forward to qualifying. Obviously, look, we're coming. If you want the context here, if you're kind of, this is your first race in a while, or you want a refresher, we had Imola, where at the end of the race we had Lando Norris in the McLaren really catching Max Verstappen. That was a very exciting stream to do, if anyone remembers it, where we were like, oh, hang on, Lando might actually be catching here, and he finished the race like less than a second behind, so it was very close. Then we go to Monaco, where Charles Leclerc puts it on pole, wins from pole. So 2 races in a row where Verstappen hasn't looked unbeatable, to say the least. And now we come here to Canada, where, well, Sergio Perez all the way down in 9th in FP3. Yuki just re-signed. Is that confirmed then? So Yuki re-signed. Surely they got to get Liam Lawson in that seat. I mean, Liam Lawson's at the track. Are Daniel Ricciardo's days numbered? Has Jacques Villeneuve, of all people, been the person who's put the knife in, potentially? Paul is 40 kilometers south of the track. Again, we continue the streak of having... Can we count that as having someone at the track, Paul? Are you happy to take that? Because I think that means in every stream we've done, we've had someone actually at the track, which is incredible. Tell you what else is incredible, just magicking a drink. Wow. Ooh. Incredible. Incredible, that scene's there. Welcome, Jerry Munguni from South Africa. How are things in South Africa? What's the vibe like in South Africa? You just had an election, didn't you? Seems like it's election fever right now. We've got India election, South Africa election, UK election, American election. How are people voting in the American and UK elections? Let's just ask people. Let's just do what they say you shouldn't do. But I've already said it. It's out there. Sure, I'm often there for many years. So, Paul, is the wind going... Which way? Because yesterday the wind... The clouds were moving northward, weren't they? From the radar. So, if it's raining where you are, 40 k's south, It's just a case of how fast the wind is, right? Because it will go to the track. Welcome, Uday Pandit. Groundhog Day. There have been lots of groundhogs on the circuit just chilling by the white lines, looking very unbothered. I rate it. Toto said they are ruling Carlos out of the Mercedes seat, confirms they want to focus on Kimi, no signing yet. Well, if they want to focus on Kimi, surely that means they're signing Kimi. I don't see any other way. Fitbit is about 6,000 miles east of the track. It's dry. So, okay, we got dry 6,000 miles east. So that's good information for us for the weather at the track. So let us know if that changes in the Netherlands. And we can try and forecast what that means for Montreal in about 2 weeks' time. Uday is in India. It's 1:07 AM and I'm awake for your live. Why is India half an hour off like the rest of the world? What is all of India half an hour off? Yolanda Vestig in the house. Welcome, Yolanda Vestig. Wind to the east. Wind west to east. Okay, is it sort of like... Oh, it's inverted here. Sort of, oh, no. Sort of like that. Jerry, done and dusted elections. Talk about GNU. I don't know what GNU. Isn't that the bad guy from Minions movie? I'm not very good with political parties. These Alpine adverts, man. Nice. We are streaming, I think we're meant to be streaming in 4K. I don't know if anyone's able to stream in 4K, but I've upped it. This PC's all... Two things. Firstly, now I think this webcam is 60 frames, because we changed it earlier by mistake. We made a mistake and then we made it better. And secondly, I just flicked to Twitch and now I'm outputting in 4K. And the PC can handle it, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm very excited for qualifying here. I think it's going to be extremely close in Q2. I think Q2 to get into Q3 is going to be a bit of a madness. JS in the house. Elections for the European Parliament. You know what? I just realised that's why I haven't heard anything about it, because I'm no longer eligible to vote in the European Parliament elections, whereas I used to be. So I used to hear about it. That's quite interesting, isn't it? It's almost weird to think that I used to be able to vote in the European Parliament. It's 8 years since Brexit vote. If anyone wants to feel old. Eight years before the Brexit vote, we probably hadn't really had the financial crash yet. So what's going to happen now? Now we're 8 years on. It seems like stuff happens in 8-year intervals. Sprinkle rainbow. There is big low pressure system over that area. Winds will be going south with the front one day. Looks like it'll be wet still tomorrow. There's a big low pressure system over the area. Winds will be going south. Okay. I thought they were going north, but okay. How is the weather for qualifying a race? Well, it sounds like it's going to be potential. Well, I think up in the air. It's not wet right now. It's not raining right now from the images that I've seen before Sky went to adverts. So Germany also has some regional elections on Sunday, so like 4 things you need to vote for. Well, is there anyone watching who doesn't have a... Is there anyone watching whose country is not one where people vote? Is that a possibility? Massimo says Max wins, double N, double sure. Well, we'll see. I think I'd be interested to know what the odds say. Government National Unit, okay. Cheech 180, I predict Kai will have to get a real job. Is that me? I have a real job. It's a weekend. I'm working double hard for you. Working double. Massimo, hello from Germany. How are you doing? Are you voting in the 4 elections in Germany? Has everyone got 4 elections in Germany? I wish I could talk about something a bit more interesting, but Sky are just doing adverts of the election. What is it? The battle for number 10, Wednesday 7 PM. It's all entertainment for their purposes, isn't it? Uday says Ferrari will win. I'm afraid I don't think Ferrari are a good pace here. I'm looking in the grandstands. There's not that many Ferrari fans either. Oh, they're showing a few now. They're probably contractually obliged to show Ferrari fans. 18 minutes for qualifying starts, by the way. We're all ready to go. 18 minutes. Dutch live blog says currently dry, but possible rain and strong winds above the track. Rain falling will cause chaos. I wonder if we'll actually see a lot of running and qualifying. Teams wanting to come out early and get the laps in. I didn't see a penalty given in FP3, but Logan Sargent definitely had a very scary moment where someone pulled out ahead of him. Gaming says Ferrari is miles behind you. Yeah, it's not looking good for Ferrari. It's not looking good. Martin John says, good evening, Isle of Man TT followers. What's the lowdown in the TT? Who's looking good in the super stock? Just coming in here with your real hardcore motorsport. I mean, those guys are insane. There's something not right. I mean, I've spoken with a few of the drivers at the TT when I've been at various events. There's something that they're very normal people when you speak to them, but to do what they do, it's not right. It's if we all were like that, they wouldn't. We'd be extinct. But fair play to them. Cheech is voting the raving lunatic party. Very nice. Ferrari were quick yesterday. They didn't look quick in FP3, but again, maybe there's a bit of strategy going on. They are the sort of reigning winners, if that makes sense. They won the last race. Superbike Davey Todd. Okay, very good. Yeah, I saw an onboard of the Isle of Man TT. That's one of the craziest onboards I've ever seen of anything. Just the field of view seemed very realistic from what I experience when I wear a helmet when I'm karting. But it's just you couldn't propose to start that now, I think. I don't think they could do that in Dubai. If that makes sense. What is to say on Aston Martin? Will they have any podium? Well, I think Aston, in fact, Lance Stroll's out there in P4. Maybe he wanted to put up a good show for his home crowds. Super Sport Michael Dunlop looking good. Good heritage there. Watch out for Piastri. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Piastri just looks like such a strong driver for McLaren. He just looks to be sort of the right mentality to deal with whatever comes his way, which is awesome. I wonder whether the track itself can dry out fully before the race starts. I mean, the weather to me seems like a bit of a just no one really knows. So we'll see. But rain at Canada has produced some spectacular races in the past, and we did see, if you saw our FP1 stream. So by the way, if you're watching now, which you are, otherwise, yeah. But if you didn't know that we've streamed FP1, FP3, have a look at the pinned comment. Just click that link. It will subscribe you to the Motorsport channel, which is where we're streaming free practice. But in free practice 1, where it was actually the session wasn't green flagged until about, I think, 20 minutes in or something. All of the teams didn't really want to use intermediate tyres. They didn't want to burn them up. So a lot of the teams just sat in the pits until it got dry enough to go on the softs. So it looks like they're trying to look after their intermediate tyres. Because if you have a race on Sunday that sort of, goes into winter territory, you might need them. Welcome, Crypto at the Moon. Hope Alonso performs well. Yeah, it'd be good to see. He was giving it some... He wasn't happy at the Ferraris actually in FP3. He's on the radio saying, typical Ferrari, not looking in the mirror. Chai, will you be streaming FPs from now on the Motorsport channel? I'm pretty sure I can say yes. I'm pretty sure, yes, all free practices on the Motorsport channel to mix it up. So that means on Fridays, if I can stream on Fridays, I can stream on the Motorsport channel, even if there's a video coming out Friday evening on this channel. Marcus says pole for McLaren, I think. Honestly, I think it's too early to call, but in 14 minutes we're going to start to find out as Q1 will get underway. When will you see me in an F1 car? Well, I've driven... Well, you might... I don't know, with the Formula E people, maybe we can push them to drive a Formula E car. A Formula 1 car, you're never going to get in a current Formula 1 car, but you can probably pay to drive a Formula 1 car that's like 10, 15 years old. So yeah, I have driven like a Formula. I think driving a Formula 4 or something would be pretty cool. Welcome Mel Lane in the house. Good to see you. And Ben Anderson. What time is the race? The race is probably in like 25 hours time. Or maybe 23 hours time. I don't think the race ever starts at the same hour as qualifying. That's my hunch. But qualifying, we're just 13 minutes away. And yeah, let's look at the bottom of the grid. So both of the stakes have had issues. Valtteri Bottas, red flag in FP1. Guan Yu Zhou, red flag in FP3. The Hasses, I remember Nico Hulkenberg did put his Haas on the front row of the grid, didn't he, last year? But then he got a grid drop penalty. So keep an eye out for the Hasses, you just never know. And the Alpines, I don't think it's looking good for the Alpines. Welcome Eneas de Donda. Welcome along. Hope you're doing well. How is everyone doing? Who's having a really good weekend? Who's done something exciting this weekend already? Or who's done the most exciting thing? There must be someone. There must be someone. Just 11 minutes to go. Sky have brought a team out. They've bothered. Aston Martin safety cars here. Welcome Graham Games, good to see you. Doing the FIFA I've seen. Doing the FIFA content or the EAFC content. The game formerly known as FIFA. Fast Ginger in the house. How are you doing, Fast Ginger? Hope you're doing well. Who is going to be the surprise driver out of Q1? That's a great question. That is a really good question. I actually think both Alpines aren't going to make it. Potentially both Williams aren't going to make it. So you just need one more driver. And it wouldn't be a surprise if it was one of the stakes or one of the Hasses. So I'd be surprised if a big driver comes out of Q1. Chaya, I adulted. That sounds... well. NAS, not me, I have exams, need to study. But hopefully you've done the studying now, you can just... if you're giving yourself an hour break for this, because that's very good strategy. You sort of work and then you're like, I'm going to give myself a little treat of a break. It is exam season, isn't it? Race starts in 24 hours, yeah. Mark Johnson, qualifying snap, West African peanut soup with a drop of Montepulciano de Abruzzo. Win, best weekend ever, thank you TT. That sounds very nice, whatever that Montepulciano is. Isabel cleaning and tidying up after we were hit by the flood. Hopefully the flood didn't hit too badly. Oh, it's my mouse. My mouse just gone walkabout. Natasha thinks it could be Perez. Was this one of the races last year where Perez had a big sort of Perez day? Loves the pro clubs. Graham Games starting his own girth and turf. That's what I've heard. Tyre Banned teams will be expecting rain tomorrow. Feel like there will be some sandbagging now. Oh, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. I don't think anyone's going to sandbag in quali. I don't fully understand. Please, can you elaborate? Thoughts on Nürburgring 24 hours? Did you see that I did a video on the Nürburgring where I recreated the conditions of the Nürburgring 24 hours? It didn't do that well, so I don't think a lot of people have seen it. But that came out yesterday, which is ironically why I wanted to do FP on the Motorsport channel. Whoa, Dimitrim, I did some laps with the Citroen C2 Rally 2, and next Sunday I have tryouts for the main Citroen Team WRC. What do you mean tryouts for the main? Citroen are like one of the best manufacturers. Are you potentially going to be the next? Is it Mika Hirvonen? Was it Mika Hirvonen? I had a chat with Mika Hirvonen once. We talked about rallying for Citroen. Graham saying Lewis is looking good for the weekend. Yeah, Lewis looking the best he's looked for in a very long time. Ahmad, when does quali start? Yeah, 9 minutes, top of the hour, wherever you are in the world. Unless you're in India. If you're in India, then it's like, India just choose 1 hour and stick with it. Dutch live blog, FIA says Q1 will be dry for now. Okay, we'll see. Can't see. I want to see. Obviously, it should get overcast before it starts raining, so I'll let you know from the pictures. Black, thank you. Fortunately, only things that were damaged, no one hurt, but a lot of money to replace everything lost. Thank God for insurance. Hopefully the insurance is is good, right? Because hopefully the insurers aren't trying to wriggle out of it because like, oh, it was a flood and no one could predict a flood. No, that's why we pay insurers. Lewis Hamilton giving Bono a little hug, just like old times. George Russell's making his way in to the garage. Dimip, I'm having a program. Hang on, what I need to understand. I've just come back from Greece. I need to understand. Are you a legit, real? You could drive. Is this WRC2? Is this like their junior program? Like, because I don't understand the WRC regs at the moment. It's very complicated. But you could become a Citroen factory driver. In which case, when is that? Next Sunday. We need to. Anyone who's got some tips for rallying. Maybe we could sponsor you. If you get in, maybe we sponsor you. We put the logo on the car. And you can wear the merch. Armad's in Canada. Okay. Are you actually at the circuit? And did you ask us when it starts? Stranger things have happened. Looks like a great vibe in the grandstands. Oh my goodness, I do wish. Oh, the winds are very strong. The clouds are moving very quickly. And it is now overcast. It is now over. Oh, and some. Yeah, I'm looking at replay here. I think it is overcast. Sprinkles Rainbow says radar has spotty storms right now. Potentially a break for a little bit, but the pop-ups are consistent. I honestly think, yeah, I don't know what the percentage is, but wouldn't be surprised if it rains at all. Conditions look right for raining. Welcome to. I don't know how to translate that. I say it looks like a little. The last characters look like a smile emoji and then number 1. In Japan, it's 5 in the morning. I hope the session not cancelled. I don't think the session will be cancelled. I think we're definitely going to get underway. So, Dimitri, in 2 years' time, I'll be eligible to be a full-time driver as I need to be 18 to compete. Well, I would say best of luck, and definitely, maybe we can do a little sponsorship to help you. And it'd be super cool to see the logo on the car if you can do some junior rallying, and we can support you on that journey and maybe get some of the brands involved, like GT Omega or, you know, Moser or whatever these sim racing companies that are doing a lot of rallying equipment, sim rallying equipment. Maybe do some videos on like whether it helps or not for real world rallying. My mind is whirring already. Are you in Toronto? Okay. Snowline in the house. Hello everyone, welcome Snowline. Hope you're doing well. Mark Johnson's now just digging into the camembert. I don't think I've ever had camembert cheese in my life. Just don't like the look of it. I'm okay. Don't need to have it. Mohammed, it's 11 PM in Cairo. How is everything in Cairo? What's the vibe in Cairo now? Right now? I bet there's a good buzz in Cairo. Yeah, the police did turn fans away yesterday. It was a bit of a confusing situation, almost Las Vegas-esque. Las Vegian. Jassu just doing some dabs in there. Jack Villeneuve here. I've seen a lot of people slating Jack Villeneuve and saying, oh, how dare he ever go at Daniel Ricciardo. You've got to remember, Jack Villeneuve is a Formula 1 world champion. The circuit is literally named after his dad. Like, he has heritage here. He can kind of say what he wants. And IndyCar champion, right? And I saw him last year driving in WEC. I saw him at Spa driving the Floyd Manual. So, and he did sim racing in COVID on his controller on R-Factor 2. So I think he can say what he's a bit like Nico Rosberg. He can actually he's one of the few people that you got to be like, okay, well, fair enough, you can say it. Until then, I can only do Greece, Finland, and Monte Carlo. Is that the European round? So you can't do like Africa. What about Portugal? Well, that sounds awesome. I don't know if you know a Spanish guy called Guillem Serma, but when I was racing Mazda MX-5s in Spain last year, I raced with Guillem Serma, and I beat him, obviously. But Guillem Serma is a Spanish rally driver. He has his own WRX STI or something. And when I was racing him in the last race, I went round a hairpin, and he came round after me, and he flipped the Mazda, and he flipped it on the roll cage like, I don't know, 3 times, and he landed in an airport. He's okay. His helmet was banged up though. He was absolutely fine, but he loved it. Lots of energy. My friend Gillem. It's hot in Cairo, 42 degrees. Yeah, but I bet that's a good vibe. I bet it's a good vibe in Cairo, 42 degrees. I bet it's a lot of like outdoor living, right? JV is also an IndyCar champion. Yeah, I mean he's kind of done it. I mean, is he actually the closest to the Triple Crown? Like, he was with Floyd Vanderwall last year, and he spectacularly fell out with Floyd Vanderwall, WEC. But let's say he was with Toyota last year, he would have won the. Well, actually, no, he didn't. Ferrari won Le Mans. Ferrari won Le Mans, and Le Mans is next week. So Le Mans maybe will stream on the Motorsport channel. So again, just to be sure, if you don't know where I'm streaming other motorsport things, free practice, click the link in the description, subscribe. It should move up as well. Welcome, Hooked on Classics. Hope you're doing well. When will it get started? In 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes time. It's very windy on the circuit, I can see from the flags, and it's very overcast now as well. So it's windy, it's overcast. Perfect conditions for a bit of drama. Yeah, no sun on the circuit right now. Cloudy. Humidity is 69%. Nice. And the wind is prevailing from the southwest at 9.3 kilometers an hour. So if we know it's raining in the south 40 kilometers away. I've been welding today. Hope the welding's gone well. Risk of rain for F1 qualifying session is 80%. That's from the FIA. The FIA says 80%. So I think we're going to strap in, basically, everyone. I think we're going to have some wet weather drama here. Try and keep on top of it. Did JV drive hypercar? Yes, he did. The Floyd Vanderwall was a hypercar. It wasn't a hybrid, but it was a hypercar. My good friend Mitchie Hoyer was there with Floyd Vanderwall at Spa, and I was there with Glickenhaus, Glickenhaus were just so good. They really sad. They actually, I don't know if they're doing a one-off entry this year, but they're not in WEC this year. Next week is football. Is it the Euros next week? Andy got AMS2, but I can't get my T1 to work. Don't worry, I've got AMS2 and I can't get my Moser wheel to work, so that's why I've never done any content on AMS2. I really want to in VR, but I just can't get my wheel to work, so you know, I've all right. Let's play something else. What are my poll predictions? Go on then. I'm going to say Hamilton. Go on. Tsunoda signed a 1-year extension to the end of 2025. And there's cars queuing. There's cars already queuing at the end of the pit lane. Stake car, 2 Alpines. So there's cars that are not hanging around. The cars arguably with more to lose, but I did see a Mercedes at the back there. Because they know if it rains, they want to gamble and get a lap in. Might refund AMS2. Yeah, well, if it doesn't work on your wheel, I mean, seems to be fair enough, I would say. In my humble opinion. Just my humble opinion, eh? Sorry, it was Aston Martin, a Ramco sponsorship. Is there not a conflict having the same sponsor as Formula 1 and providing a safety car? Is there no conflict there? No? Would a Ramco not prefer it for Aston Martin to win races because then they're getting that sponsorship exposure? Isabel Flood coming in with a stat saying 6 of the last 7 races have been won from pole. That is a great stat. So here we go. Cars on track. So it's not raining right now. I will let you know as soon as I see any rain, because I've got the images here. I will let you know. But right now, no rain. Cars out on track, including Verstappen. So people will want to set out their laps here, just in case it rains. It looks like the wind speed's increased to 12.2 kilometers an hour as well. I don't know what Service TV is, not sure. But yeah, lots of dark clouds around. Reminds me of Zandvoort last year. Do you remember Zandvoort? Norris, we've had light drops reported from turn 7 to 8, but we don't see anything on the radar. Very light drop. So McLaren might have a spotter out there who says that it's raining in turns 7 to 8. The ripping funny story, my father wouldn't let me drive his car when it's still down, so I saved money, fixed it, and drove it secretly. Well, let's hope your dad isn't watching the stream. But if your dad is watching the stream and he does have a like to give, please do tend to like the stream. And in fact, if anyone's watching and you like it, please hit that like button. I'm sure we can get to 100 likes. The power is there. If you press it, you'll see it shoot up, and it'll be a real feel-good story or feeling for you. Story is maybe a bit of a exaggeration there. It might be a feel-good sensation for that moment. Isabel, traffic is going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy, and where it's going to be crazy the most is where you see Alonso going now into the last chicane. You'll see cars waiting on the inside there or the outside, and it's going to be very, very, very treacherous. 100%. Car, who do you think will get a pole? I've put myself out here and said Hamilton, but we'll see. It'll be absolutely sensational if Hamilton gets pole. Sensational stuff. When did the quali start? Just about 3 minutes ago, my friend. Now, Lance Stroll is setting a lap as well. So here you go. So, by the way, we saw times of 1 minute 12.5 was Lewis Hamilton's fastest time in FP3. So 1 minute 12.5. By the way, we did also see Alonso go very hard on the hard tyre in FP3 as well. Have I tried new F1 game? Yes, I have tried it. Seems to be designed for a pad. They've now changed the handling because all the content creators cried about it. So see if it's better or it's made it worse. I'll let you know honestly. You can see there some of the stacking up in the last corner, it seems. They're trying to let Perez through. It's just there's going to be penalties for sure. Faux show. Would be pole 105 for Sir Lewis Hamilton. Well, we'll see if it happens. The rest is history. Well, it's a great story, Dimimprian. It's a bit like, I don't know if you've seen the Gran Turismo movie. I've got a cool fact about the Gran Turismo movie, but there is a scene there where he drives his dad's car. Oh my goodness, I'm watching the traffic. Perez is coming through. It's just silly. Oh my goodness. There's about the Aston almost pulled out. Haas almost pulled out. It's just the traffic here is a real luck of the draw if you get blocked or not. And because it's the last corner, you can be on an absolutely barnstorming lap and then get done in the last corner because of traffic. Hooked On still plays F1. Wasn't it F1 2012? F1 2012 was so good. The one in front of like the big fan. Lando Norris's lap, yeah, 114.5 for Lando. So everyone is well off the 12.5 that we saw in FP3, which doesn't make any sense because I can't see any rain. Some drops were reported, but everyone absolutely well off. So I'm not even sure these are representative. I've got to be honest. Oh my goodness! I saw Carlos Sainz have a huge moment, and one in the first corner, the left-hander. He turned in, he couldn't quite get it done. He had to cut across the first corner. If you can see there where that grass is, where Ricciardo is now, he just cut all the way through there. Isabel saying Perez not looking great again. If Perez ran a presidential campaign, it would be called Perez not being great again. I think that would what it would be. Stroll cooking, yeah, 14.5. But I wouldn't look too much into it right now. These times are still not representative in my view. Dimitrium, I'm 16 and since 8. I haven't missed a day of work except school days. That sounds slightly illegal, but yes, respect the hustle. Respect the grind there. I feel you. Right, Logan Sargent had a decent lap, but it's all chopping and changing. There goes Russell with a 14 dead, Piastri with a 14.3, Alonso 14.4, and Hamilton's up there as well. Verstappen 15.1 at the moment. Who's on a fast lap here? We've got K-Mag is going to do a fast lap, and then we're going to have... Well, let's have a look at K-Mag. Here comes Magnussen in the Haas. What's it going to be? Oh, P2 for Magnussen. I did say that Haas could cook something like they cooked last year. P2 for Magnussen. It's a 14 dead for K-Mag. A 14 dead. Okay. Now keep an eye on Alex Albon first. Alex Albon, then Sainz, then Norris. Albon, what you've got up your sleeve. P4 for Albon, and then Carlos Sainz. How high is Sainz? P3 for Sainz. But what about Norris? Norris goes faster with a 13.5. So the lap times are really tumbling here. Maybe there's some, the track wasn't particularly green or was too green. But the lap times seem to be getting faster and faster. It's almost like a pass the parcel situation. Or a musical chairs where you don't want to be below the cutoff when the music stops. So you've got to keep circulating. Maybe if they really are anticipating rain. Carlos Sainz, by the way, had his lap time deleted because he cut it, but it was a very slow lap anyway. It was a 1 minute 22, so I'm not sure why they bothered deleting time, but there we go. Does make sense, I suppose. But yeah, I wonder if they fueled up all these cars expecting rain, and you just got to be in it to win it. Let me know what you think in the chat. Sprinkles, doesn't look like conditions will improve until after qualifying is over. High winds could be affecting the cars. Yeah, maybe that would have affected Carlos Sainz. If you've got a bit of a crosswind when you turn in for the chicane, any of the chicanes actually, or the first corner as well. Wow, there's just so much traffic right now. A crazy amount of traffic. 44 and 63 on fire. Lance Stroll is in P2. Just 2 thousandths of a second off Lando Norris right now. It's a great job from Lance Stroll. Marcus, afraid of rain, all on track. Yes, exactly. I completely agree with you. So when the raindrops start dropping, the lap times start dropping as well. So right now, Lewis Hamilton is right on the cutoff. If the rain started falling this second, Perez would be out, Hamilton would be out, and the rest you'd expect to be out anyway. So there was a green flag just shown there, so before that there would have been a yellow for something. But yeah, if the rain drops now, you've got to keep circulating, and Lewis Hamilton is not on a fast lap right now. And that was Sergio Perez's best lap. So intriguing right now. For who am I in Formula 1? I don't really have a favourite team or driver, I've got to be honest with you. It's not like football. Where can I watch in the UK? I'm watching on Sky F1. You just got to pay about £1,000 a month and you get loads of adverts. Decent deal. Verstappen goes fastest now. 113.3 for Verstappen. So Verstappen looking quick. But it's more about the lower end actually here. I'd encourage you to really look at the cutoff. So here goes Hamilton on the fast lap. He's got to hope. Oh my goodness, it's one of the Aston Martins just grazed the Wall of Champions. It was Lance Stroll. Car feels okay, but right side contact. There was a big spark that came out of the right rear. Big contact with the Wall of Champions there. Hopefully that Aston Martin is built strong. It's impossible to not... track limits there are the wall, and I love it. But looks like some of the drivers' box. What's Lewis Hamilton on here? Lewis Hamilton will just want to get out of the drop zone. I'd be surprised if Sergio Perez is not trying to do a fast lap here, but he's got Max Verstappen ahead of him, weirdly. Welcome, Scott's Mark. Mark, you just have to say subscribe, my friend. Vince, do they not have similar conditions in any practice session? FP... No, I don't... Well, I'm not sure. FP1 went from wet to dry. So... Has K-Mag taken out anyone yet? No, not yet. That hasn't happened. But here comes Lewis Hamilton over the line. Surely he'll go top 5 or something. Yeah, top 3 for Lewis Hamilton. So the question is, Sergio Perez is on his 6th lap on the soft tyre, and he has not, and he will not in this lap, manage to get out of the drop zone. What are they doing? Sergio Perez has just been rewarded with a contract extension. If the rain drops now, well, Piastri would be out as well. Piastri would be out because the track is... The cars have got so much quicker during this session, which is very unusual in qualifying. So I would get Piastri out there ASAP. Roll would love to see a rain race. Verstappen can then show his talents. We'll see. I mean, Verstappen, if you want rain talents, look at Zandvoort last year, for example. It was a pretty supreme race. Is it going to rain in the sessions? I'm pretty sure it is going to rain. Neil Deshpande Racing. Racing the last name, I presume. But yeah, right now, Piastri and Perez are in that drop zone. By the way, if you enjoyed the stream, please do hit that like button. 83 likes, just... Oh, 84 likes, just 16 more likes. And we'll get to the big 100 likes, which would be great for a little tiny stream like us. We are the underdogs here. Oh, Piastri, I think, was blocked by a Visa Cash App. Got impeded massively by both cars. I think it was the Visa Cash App mainly, but sometimes I think he could have put his foot through it and gambled. Yeah, I think he could have... He was a bit cautious at Oscar Piastri. And fingers crossed, that's hopefully not going to cost him. But it looks like perfect conditions for rain, I've got to be honest. Very overcast conditions. Very overcast. Looking at Charles Leclerc. Was he about to start a fast lap and he got impeded into turn 1? He said, come on there and being ridiculous. I think from what I saw, there were 2 cars on the inside on the start-finish straight. I think Charles was having a little cry there. I don't think it was that bad. Is that something on my screen or is it a blimp? There's something in the sky in Canada. Like, is it a plane doing a banner or something? Is it a protest? Right, so now all cars are on track in 5 minutes to go. And I'm not sure if it's going to rain in this session. So it might come down. There's a lot of wind. There's so much wind that there's a lot of leaves being deposited on the track. It's very leafy circuits. 130 likes. Where did you guys get that from? Thank you so much. 130 out of nowhere. Absolutely huge. That's probably the biggest like bump we've seen for a long time. Big old bump there. Sergio Perez out on circuit. Where is Perez? I'm looking at an onboard with Perez. Did he box then? I'm looking at an onboard with Perez, but he's not on the circuit map. He did a fast sector 1, a fast sector 2. So what happened in sector 3? He's coming down the start finish straight. Was he impeded at the chicane? No, he just came straight in. What a weird strategy for Sergio Perez. No worries, Braden Smith. Thanks so much for coming, for your support. What a crazy weird strategy for Perez then. He was on a fast lap, which he needs because he's in the drop zone. Have a look at the lap there. It's a fast lap from him. And he came in. That's some kind of like duff strategy there from Red Bull. Very, very, very silly. Mark, so many people were telling us about how they pressed like here. No, I think with that, Mark, we know that a lot of people stay subscribed, Mark. That's a starting point. The plane banner says it's hammer time. Is that true? Wow, so the Hamilton supporters are on all sort of levels here. Ground level, sky level, maybe at a sea level. Maybe there's a Lewis Hamilton submarine in the harbour as well. Okay, so who's looking good now? Lando Norris. So we need to see if Piastri's going to get out of the drop zone here. Is he? Surely yes, but not by that far. Only a 13.8 for Piastri. That puts him in P11. So not insane from Piastri there. He might find himself dropping back down into the drop zone. If we have any Oscar Piastri fans watching, we wouldn't want that, would we? We definitely wouldn't want that, but it may happen. Can see it happening. David McLean, can I get a shout out? There's a shout out, David McLean. What about... Well, there we go. Where's Perez? Perez is down to P19. What's going on with Sergio Perez? This is the worst strategy in qualifying I've seen since Fernando Alonso in Imola. I'm just very intrigued by the Sergio Perez non-strategy here. Virgie saying, Ricciardo looking fast today. Yeah, maybe he's, Jack Villeneuve has bucked his ideas up a little bit. So in our drop zone right now, we have Zhou Guanyu. Oh, thanks so much, Neil, for the 40 rupees. Thank you so much, Neil. Really appreciate it. Please do spam the like button on that, everyone, and leave some claps and chat. Thank you. Welcome, Seema Dragon, as well. Appreciate the support. Very much appreciated. As we see Lewis Hamilton come in and set a very fast first sector, and his Mercedes teammate George Russell do a fast second sector, faster than anyone. But really, it's Sergio Perez who's now put his qualifying chance here, and indeed the race, in the hands of the traffic. I'm going to predict Sergio Perez is going to get held up here by traffic, and he's going to blame the traffic, and I'm going to blame Sergio Perez and the Red Bull strategy team for not just putting him in a banker lap. Carlos Sainz is only above the drop zone. Max Verstappen came into the pits. What was Max Verstappen doing? Yeah, downshift. He's not happy with the downshifts again. We need a bit more detail than that. Not everything, because digital. Okay, they trying to play a little bit coy on the radio there. Oh, there are the claps coming out. Thank you so much, Neil, for the donation. 13 likes. Massively appreciate it. Yeah, maybe it's not all fully harmonious at Red Bull. 1 minute 16 now. That means that anyone crossing the line now is not going to do another lap. This is going to be the final... Well, no, that's it. They're not going to get around again. So final lap for Guan Yu Zhou. He's out. Final lap for Ricciardo. Final lap for Carlos Sainz. He needs a big lap here, and it is a decent lap. Goes up to P4. Final lap for Verstappen. He wants... Well, that's it. He's not... They've made a right mess of that, haven't they? No, completely. I don't know why I just went back in my F1 knowledge like 10 years there. They're going to start their lap here. They're going to start their lap. I tried to pretend that I was... Somehow Red Bull had made just the ultimate catastrophe strategy mistake there, but it was not the case. Okay, people going around here to start their final laps. But Sergio Perez is actually going to finish it, and he'll get another one as well. So here comes Sergio Perez. He's last place right now. So there were some investigations on like Hamilton, whatever. 13.3 for Sergio Perez. If you have a look, that's very, very close there. There's only 3/10 between, oh my goodness, Lance Stroll in 6th and Esteban Ocon in P17. So we need to keep an eye on this now. So these are going to be the final laps, everyone. These are going to be the final laps. So Logan Sargent, are you getting through? Potentially 13 dead. Potentially Logan Sargent could be through here. What about Daniel Ricciardo? A 13.2. That pushes Perez down more. Max Verstappen is currently in the drop zone, but hold that thought. He now goes fastest with a blistering 12.3. That's the fastest lap I think we may have seen all weekend. Tsunoda goes in P2. Tsunoda's safe. So right now in the drop zone, we've got Bottas, Ocon, Albon, and it's only Albon that can really push. Albon can push Perez out here. It's between Albon and Perez. Perez is out. Perez is out. I don't want to feel like I've been too harsh from Sergio Perez here, but what an absolute masterclass of strategy that's been from Sergio Perez. Out in Q1. Someone asked in chat earlier, who's going to be the big name? I think Fast Ginger is going to go out in Q1. Well, there you go. It's Sergio Perez with the most idiotic strategy I think I've ever seen in Q1 in a session where it could rain. What are Red Bull doing with their driver that they've newly extended? How on earth is that acceptable? If I'm like a certified idiot can sit here and see that they're just making mistake upon mistake. Fair play Alex Albon, who went P4. And Logan Sargent, we asked earlier, would Logan Sargent, would both Williams get through, and they have. Sprinkles, I say the weather moving through in the next 15 minutes also has a good chance to drop rain. We'll see. Chat, I need to ask the question. Notwithstanding that he's just signed a lucrative contract extension, is Sergio Perez washed? Chat. Is Sergio Perez washed? Let us know in the chat. Is he washed or not washed? Vince says Perez has secured a contract for 2 more years. I think it wasn't a 1+1 contract renewal. Yeah, great success with the contract renewal there. Just embarrassing to be a Sergio Perez Red Bull fan. Seema says yes. Crypto 100%. David, yes. Isabel Flug, Yuki should have gotten it. Tatamo 89 Perez washed. Dark Shield, yes. Japanese friend here says washed. Virgie, no, it happens to everyone. Well, it doesn't seem to happen to Max, does it? Dimitrion washed. Ended washed and folded. Zachary, yes. ZY out of Q1 2 times in a row. And what happened in Monaco when he qualified low down? What happened in the race because he started so low down? Fast Ginger, he was never unwashed. Mel Lane says washed. Chai, it's time to put on the shelf. Amapaki says yes. Ruzi washed right now. Enas maybe 60% washed. Vlatka coming in saying washed. And Vlatka normally, you know, that's strong. That we know then that I think Sergio Perez is not looking good. Darkshall, Red Bull going to lose the constructors. Remember, Red Bull are only about 23 points ahead in the constructors from Ferrari. Yeah, we'll do a nation check. We'll just check the wash check. Merchandise reasons. Yeah, I mean, yeah, big sales in South America, I think is what Helmut Marko said. Braden, he's not washed. He's just going through a tough spell. That's what my school report said. Marco says Hulk. Where's the Hulk? Oh, Hulkenberg's out. Yeah. Snowline, there's no way that Max wants Yuki in the next one. Is that because Yuki would be more of a threat? Perez, best car and comes last. Yeah, indeed. Alexandria says washed and dried. Tacitus, Perez is always going to be a little more complicated. Washed. There we go. Right, yeah, we did get a call from Nation Chat. I do want to know where people are watching from. So, I'm going to do a Nation Chat. Put your nation in the chat. Let us know where you're representing. And we can see which country is the biggest, has the biggest F1 community on this live stream. Always exciting to see. Let's see. South Africa coming in. South Africa, India, Germany, Ireland. So it's Germany right now. India, 2 for India. Greece, Germany. Hang on a second. UK, Canada, Netherlands, Germany, Uganda, Germany from Lena. Japan, UK, Finland, Netherlands, UK, Ireland, India, UK, Quebec, Austria, Germany, Indiana. Maybe it has to become a vote for India. UK, Netherlands, Germany, Scotland, Canada, USA, India, US, Hungary, Austria, Germany, China, Namibia, Netherlands, Finland, Brazil, Angola. Make sure you check out my video with Angola's racing driver Rui Andrade on YouTube. And Logan Sargent's not going to start 9th. He's made it through. Micronesia, Denmark, Croatia, Denmark again, Holland. It's 1:50 AM for the Indians. I think it's between, well, Guyana's near Saudi Arabia. I think it's between Germany and India. Davina James, Missouri, USA. Levante, Hungary. Natasha, Netherlands. Mario, Portugal. Simon, Germany. Gringe, Portugal. The Gambia. Not Great Britain. They've zoomed in on Sergio Perez getting out of the pie. Just look, he's got the old you know the Sergio Perez confused face. He's got the confused face on. Has anyone seen those like aura edits on TikTok? Like minus 10,000 aura. Oh, they're queuing for Q2 already. They're queuing for Q2, and it's George Russell at the front of the pack. I think it's a tie between Germany and India. I'm going to give it a tie. 175 likes. Come on, we can push to 200 now. I think this could be a big stream on likes if we keep pushing. Fasting just south of Canada. To be fair, Canada does include the magnetic North Pole, so literally everything is south of Canada. Is there a track in India? There was. Well, I was meant to go to Formula E in Hyderabad this year, but it got cancelled. They knew I was coming. They knew they wouldn't be able to handle the heat. You can't just spam. That doesn't count 5 votes for Kenya. Rain on track being reported, and it looks like... Has there been a crash in the pit lane? It's very close between Max Verstappen and Lando, either Lando or Oscar Piastri's McLaren. There's millimeters between them. Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining? There's a red light at the end of the pit lane. Is it raining? They're all queuing up. They all want to come out. I'm streaming from the UK. Oh, raincoats are coming out in the grandstand. Just raining. Chat, get your rain emojis in the chat. Put your rain emojis in. It's raining now. And the irony is, I'm not sure this is going to make a difference, but everyone who's queuing is on the soft tyre. So we're going to see the laps you see now, the first laps. George Russell might basically, he's at an advantage here because he's going to finish his lap soonest. There we go, rain emojis out. Oh, there's rain in the pit lane. Christian Horner's doing the patented hand technique. Christian Horner, very good with his hands. Does a lot of stuff with his hands. So, there's rain in the pit lane. I wonder what's going to happen here with Max Verstappen because he's sort of trying to get out of the junction. Welcome, Arnav, Charlie and Dex, Christopher, Ruzaban, Uri. There we go. Marcus has got storm emojis out. There's big... Well, I don't want to say there's big rain. There's rain. There's rain. Oh, Verstappen is waiting. Verstappen didn't get out in the queue. This is very dramatic, actually. To explain what's happened here, Verstappen's trying to get out and no one's letting him go. But then I think it might be a Visa Cash App RB and Red Bull probably pulled rank. Moderate shower level 2 heading towards the track. Moderate shower level 2. It looks like a big one. The other danger, by the way, if you're new, but let us know in the chat if this is your first experience of Formula One. The other thing to bear in mind is that with rain comes a vastly increased chance of a red flag of someone like a Logan Sargent, who's commendably put it into Q2, could find his way into the Wall of Champions or such, and that can bring out a red flag. So you do want to make sure that you get your laps in nice and early, and it will be George Russell who will set the first lap. He's actually gone out ahead. He's basically lapped Verstappen. Verstappen was so far behind in the queue. Russell's going to finish his lap before Verstappen starts his. There's going to be a whole lap's worth of time, about 1 minute 13, 1 minute 12 between them. So here we go then. Here goes George Russell. He's going to set the first lap. What's it going to be? So 1:13.1, so it's decent pace right now. It's decent pace. David says this is getting wicked. Yes, we're in Q2, Evelyn Clark. We're in Q2 right now. Here we go in Q2. We got the best. Honestly, we had the best chat in the stream. It's like I could just sit here. Could just sit here. But this is the first watch along we've done back in London for ages. Last year, been all over the world. So it's cool. Right. There we go. There are the times. You can see. By the way, top 10 are going to go through here. Top 10. Yeah, Logan and Perez out, but you know that. You've been watching. Expected rain in 15 minutes. Obviously, it could come a little bit earlier. There's spots now. There's spots on the camera lenses. Oh, my goodness. One of the... it was Lewis Hamilton. Had a slide going through the last corner of the Wall of Champions. And it's Piastri at 12.4 there. So who set a lap time in the drop zone? Who set a lap time in the drop zone? Sonoda's about to go over. Where does Sonoda go? 21.8, back of the queue, basically. What about Ricciardo? Will he go better than Sonoda? Yes, he does. And here comes Verstappen. He's going to set his first lap. Keep an eye on Verstappen. Verstappen goes P2. So Verstappen's got a nice bunch of cars between him and the drop zone. Party when it rains. Yes, indeed. Can Lewis get pole in Canada? Bob Badger just joined. It's just genuine pace from Lewis. We'll find out very shortly. Sebastian's watched it since 2018. Great question, Mr. Timo. Who's the best driver in the wet? Feel free to let us know in the chat if you know who the best, or you think you know who the best driver in the wet is. Verstappen instant, failing to follow race direction instructions. That will be due to the pit lane incident I was telling you about, where he was sort of like, he pulled out. So I wonder, I'd be surprised if that's a sporting penalty. Although it does have sporting consequences, because it did affect the order. So Verstappen under investigation, but we'll have to shut that out right now. So Piastri is fastest, Alonso P2, Carlos Sainz P3, Verstappen P4, and Russell is about to set an even faster lap here. Isabel Piastri's on fire, every other team is terrified. There goes Norris overtaking Alonso. 200 likes, thank you so much everyone. It's absolutely huge in this stream. It's great to be back, absolutely great. Latifi didn't make it to this season, mate. But yeah, there we go. Right, there's Verstappen leading a train. Is Verstappen on a fast lap as well? No, he isn't. But George Russell might go fastest here. 12.3. Yes, he does. George Russell goes fastest. It looks like the Mercedes pace is genuine. What about Hamilton? Hamilton also on a fast lap. And then he'll have to get out of the way and let Verstappen through, because Verstappen will be starting a fast lap now unless he comes in. No, he's starting a fast lap. Here comes Hamilton then. Hamilton goes P3, 12.5. Pretty much exactly the same as he did in FP3. So we have the conditions right now. It seems pretty... Russell P1, Piastri P2, Hamilton P3, Norris P4, Leclerc P5, Alonso P6, Magnussen P7, even though his teammate was knocked out, Ricciardo P8, Tsunoda P9, Carlos Sainz P10. Keeping on the Ferraris here. Are both Ferraris going to make it through to Q3? Pretty important for their season, I would say. Verstappen is P11 right now, and he's not on a fast lap. He's decided to go around again. I'm on board here with Verstappen. Was he blocked? He had his hands on the wheel. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy about someone. He said, man, just move out of the way. I bet he did that on purpose. Verstappen is sort of losing his cool here. Verstappen is not a cool cucumber right there. I'm on board with Hamilton. Was it Hamilton who was in the way? Remember, I said, if you remember just now, Hamilton would have needed to get out of the way for Verstappen. Hamilton had a big slide into the Wall of Champions. He didn't make contact, but he was sliding into the corner, but he still went P3. What upgrade did Mercedes bring? I understand it was a front wing. Yeah, Isabel Flugs on it. I don't really have a favourite team. But I'm interested to see who's going to get knocked out here. And who's going to make it through. At the moment, Verstappen is a knockout. Stroll, Sargent, Albon, Gasly. So you'd expect Gasly, Albon, Sargent to be unfavoured to make it through. But who's going to make it? Will it be Stroll? Will it be Ricciardo? Will it be Verstappen? Will it be Tsunoda? We'll see. 7.5 minutes to go. And we are expecting rain to drop basically right around the end of the session. It's always a pleasure to watch them. I love you. Still read the TV comments week on weekend. Honestly, I'll keep reading them until the reality just sets in, my friend. That's no problem on my part. Okay. Let's see what happens. By the way, do you remember like a few years ago, you'd have the top teams, they would just do like Q1, they do it on the medium tyre. Like they just had so much pace to burn. I think we take it for granted that now it has closed up so much, you literally can't afford to deliberately use a worse tyre. And that obviously gave them a bigger advantage in the race. Maybe rain in Q3. Zach Britt sends an opportunity for Verstappen to be knocked out. That would be huge for the season. Verstappen on a fast lap, though. Here comes Verstappen on a fast lap. Where's he going to go here? Will he go top 4? Verstappen, no, he doesn't. He's only P9. That's big problems for Verstappen because he'll be on an in-lap now. He'll need to come in now. And then he'll come out. And he'll be at the mercy of the weather and traffic because he's two away from the drop zone. But for example, if Sainz and Stroll improved, and Sainz does improve, rain in next 9 minutes, I'm informed. If Tsunoda or Stroll improve here, Verstappen will be knocked out. Now Latifi's doing an MBA or something. Latifi's going to come back and then own Formula 1. Yolanda's also on it. Rain in 9 minutes. Evelyn, what's my opinion on Perez? Well, we scroll back in the chat because I think the consensus was pretty uniformly that he's absolutely washed. David McLean can't stand Red Bull, Alpine, Ferrari, Aston Martin and McLaren. Doesn't leave you with that many choices then. So I'm expecting Verstappen to come in here. It's not ideal on the tyres either because I think maybe the soft tyre might be a usable tyre at Montreal in the race, might be wrong. So Verstappen does box. Here are the Mercedes. And what do we think the cutoff is going to be? Do we think the cutoff is going to be around a 12.7 or something? 12.8? We'll see. Yeah, if you want it to rain, just put rain emojis in the chat so we know that you want it to rain. If it were to rain right now, then it would be Lance Stroll who would really lose out. Lehman says, I think the Red Bull rain is over. And Latifi will overthrow Stefano. Is it even allowed for Max to drop out? No, it's not allowed. There's a clause in the regulations. If Max doesn't get into Q3, you just have to redo Q2. There's another queue, by the way. There's another queue I'm watching of cars coming out that you're now seeing on your screen. So everyone's going to be on the same strategy, it seems. Issues at Williams. Issues with the tyre for Alex Albon. It's the wrong tyre or something, or they weren't ready to put it on, or the jack man wasn't there, or some issue with the nut on the right rear. The rear jack man shaking his head. I wouldn't do that, mate. That's not manifesting success. Shaking your head in front of the camera. Keep your head up, focused. You might be required to drop that jack immediately. Just my 2 cents. Russell, holy moly, I had a big moment turn 4. That's a joy. There's no other driver would have done a radio message like that. Well, we got a lot of people who wanted to rain. Sprinkles, it looks like... Oh, it was a big slide there. You remember Sebastian Vettel had a big hit into the wall on the outside of the first chicane. Looks like rain, slight break, then more things developing behind. Should be an interesting remainder of qualifying. Well, you're in the right place. No need to go anywhere. There's no advert. Shouldn't be any adverts in this stream. Once you're in, anyway. So you can just hang out. Do we know who is the quickest on the speed trap out of the Mercedes? I don't know, but it might come up when it says speed. You can have a double check. Shame for Albon. Yeah, but he's back out on track though, isn't he? He's back out on track. He hasn't really lost out that much, I think, to be honest. Unless I've missed it. I don't think he's missed out that much. Welcome, Will and Noel. Max on the cusp here. Yeah, indeed. Love to lay out this track. It's a great track to drive. If you see me do my iRacing streams, I have some great iRacing races here. I would love it to come to Gran Turismo 7, just be absolutely putting people in the wall left, right, centre. Okay, so let's see what the cutoff is going to be. I wonder if Logan Sargent's time is going to be vulnerable for the cutoff. So Alex Albon up into P8. He's done his lap there. So he's done his lap. Oh, Lando Norris goes fastest with a 12.2. And we're going to see Lance Stroll finish a lap. Where's Stroll going to go? Is he going to knock down Verstappen even further? Lance Stroll, yes, goes P5, 112.6. I think that might be about where the cutoff's going to be. That's my prediction. Let me know in the chat what you think as well. Oh, Liam's living that YouTube premium life. Like a king. Doing had 2 laps driving the free practice. Yeah, came up there. Still, I mean, Kush Maney had more laps than he was at the Red Bull Ring. I'd be surprised if we don't see a Alpine rookie come through and replace Ocon this season, considering Ocon's on the way out. Lacka, welcome to our new subscribers. Yes, welcome everyone. Hope you're enjoying it. This is how we do. We do every race. And we do free practice now on the other channel. So there's a link in the pinned comment if you want to hang out there as well. So, who's on a lap right now? Fernando Alonso has just done a lap. And look how close it is between Alonso and Lance Stroll. I wonder if that's where the cutoff is going to be, around there. Verstappen on a fast lap. Keep an eye on Verstappen. He won't have any traffic ahead of him because Gasly... Well, look at the final chicane. Magnussen having to get out of the way for Leclerc. Now Magnussen accelerates. Albon might start another lap here, or he'll have to start on the lap. No point coming in. And Lando Norris will be starting another lap as well. So they're going to be very close. Lando comes in. He thinks he's safe. Lando thinks he's safe and comes in. Zach, anyone from 6 out downward might be in danger. I agree. Yuki cooking, apparently. Seeing what he's doing, that he's cooking. Verstappen. What's Verstappen going to do? Surely going to go well into the top 5. Verstappen goes. There's a critical moment here. Critical moment. P5 for Verstappen, 12.5. I reckon Verstappen will be safe. But you've got Carlos Sainz in the drop zone. Critical moment here for Carlos Sainz. At the moment, but that's a very slow first sector. I don't think Carlos Sainz is going to make it through into Q3. That's my prediction. I can't see any rain. He's got Magnussen ahead of him as well. They're both on the same... No, so Magnussen's behind him. Leclerc's got Magnussen to deal with. But Leclerc is in big trouble here. You're only going to have one Ferrari make it through to Q3, by the way. You're only going to have, at most, one Ferrari. I'm calling that. I'm calling that right now. So I think Leclerc... Oh, you might not have any Ferraris in Q3. Because keep an eye on Alex Albon. This could be a disastrous moment for Ferrari. Keep an eye on Albon here. Both Ferraris out. Both Ferraris out. Leclerc, who won in Monaco. Sainz, PT, wasn't he, Sainz? Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. Well. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. No Ferraris through to Q3. We were calling it earlier in FP3. We were saying the Ferraris don't have the pace. And honestly, I think Leclerc just got it wrong because I don't think Leclerc got through in time. 5, 4, 3. No, he did get through in time. Leclerc did get over the line in time. Oh no, was it Sainz got over the line in time, but not Leclerc. But Sainz just finished his lap. Yeah, it was disastrous. I think it's hard to keep track of how bad the Ferrari strategy was there. Feels like Ferrari and Sergio Perez are having a bad strategy competition, and it's difficult to say who's winning. Honestly, it's up in the air, that one. Chat, is this real? Yeah, it is. Ferrari are out. Leclerc's jumped out of the car in the pit lane. He's not happy. He said, I won't comment here. He's made a statement there. He's had a little bit of a strop. He's thrown his toys out of the pram. He's jumped out of the car in the pit lane. He's absolutely fuming. And to be fair, it's very close. I said that 12.7 might be the cutoff point. Maybe it's time for us to go on Sky Sports. Or maybe we start our own sports channel. But there we go. And the Aston is barely making it through. The other question is, so much stuff to talk about here. I reckon it's going to be a Mercedes pole. I think it's going to be Mercedes pole. But now, for our third course, the dessert, we are expecting the rain. So if you are enjoying this in stream, and it's a very exciting, it's a banger qualifying session, I think, please do hit that like button. Feel free to share the stream. Make sure you're subscribed as well, if you like what we're doing. Oh, Carlos Sainz had a big moment going through the Wall of Champions, very sideways, a bit like his dad there. Channeled Carlos Senior. But in the end, yeah, it's just very competitive. Very, very, very competitive. Marcus, Mercedes back, we'll see. Shadow, come on, Lewis. 1, 2, 3 for the Brits. Yeah, British drivers OP right now. That's the only reason why I've got pace. Snowline says, darn. Yeah, indeed. It's not looking good for Verstappen either. Karting racing, Ferrari should be up there. What happened this week and they've gone down? Something has gone very badly wrong at Ferrari. Very, very, very badly wrong. Thanks, Shadow XF1. Appreciate it. Dry Q1, damp Q2, and wet Q3. I wouldn't overstate it. I don't think it was a damp Q2 by any stretch. I think there were some spots. It was some spots raining at one point, but I really wouldn't overstate that. Sonoda on fire, British on top, calling it Verstappen crash. Calling the Verstappen crash. Wow, wow, wow. That's a big one. That's a big one to call. Denise Keita, come on, Lewis. Let us know in chat you're supporting. This is it. This is you're here for the dessert, like I said, which is Q3. It's going to start imminently. It could rain. The odds on are it is going to rain. So it could be an absolutely classic Q3. So make yourself comfortable. Go and get a drink or something. Maybe some Doritos. And I'm going to help guide you through it because we've had big casualties so far. It's a very good point from Matthew Presley. Lewis planning on going to that Ferrari. Well, that Ferrari did win in Monaco, but Monaco's often not the best. We saw Alpine did really well in Monaco last year. Well, Monaco's not often the best one to base your performance on. Ben ETS2 supporting Lando Norris. Dimitri Alonso all the way. Bob says Russell faster in Sector 3. Any news on Sainz contract? No news on the Sainz contract. But given that Alex Albon has just outqualified Carlos Sainz, maybe he'll want to go to Williams. K-Not says red flag on Q3 coming. Let us see. It's a Sky advert where the guy is walking on the barrel. Now it's David Beckham and Thierry Henry. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine David Beckham and Thierry Henry being on the same team? Like in 2005. Can you imagine David Beckham and Thierry Henry in the same team? Like, that would just have been the biggest thing in my life, I think. Bigger than Fernando Alonso winning. Lando's got a cook in Q3. Yeah, someone's got a cook here. It's like a pole position, I believe, up for grabs. It would be equally sensational if Verstappen was to win this, by the way. I would say that would be just as sensational. In my book. But let me know what you think. Oh, people with ponchos on. The ponchos are on in the grandstand, so it is spitting it down. Carl, what's happening to Red Bull? Basically, Red Bull's just imploding. It's an implosion. You'll look back in a few years and be like, do you remember? You'll say with your mates, do you remember when Red Bull were like dominant? They'll be like, nah, that never happened. Lando, Oscar, 1-2. Christopher Rains in the house. Welcome, Christopher Rains. Let us know if you're still on your sim rig journey. Which qualifying are we at? We're at Q3 is about to start imminently. Lewis poll for Mirab. Keep your predictions coming in. Rob SAFC said, come on, let's get a Lando poll. It's up for grabs. If you're a Hamilton fan, if you're a Russell fan, if you're a Piastri fan, if you're a Lando fan, if you're a Sonoda fan, if you're a Verstappen fan, if you're an Alonso fan, if you're a Stroll fan, it's up for grabs right now in a way that it just hasn't been for years, in a way that it's never been. I don't really have a favourite team, but I'm excited to see whoever gets pole here. I think it's gonna be sensational. What time is the race tomorrow? I think it's the same time this started. Beckham played with Ronaldo, Zidane, Roberto, Carlos, and Figo. Yeah, to be fair, absolutely stacked team. Carl says Russell will get pole. Let them implode. Denise, what did Red Bull do to you? Did you work at Red Bull? There are Stroll fans? Any Stroll fans in the chat? Any Stroll fans in the chat? Any Canadian Stroll fans or any Stroll fans of any nationality? Shadow, this is the era of Mercedes. Yeah, back to Mercedes domination, everyone. 7 more years now of Mercedes domination. Is that how it's going to roll? Matthew said Norris, Sonoda, Hamilton. Oh, you got Sonoda up there. Basavaraj, Chicken. Whoa. Basavaraj, Chin, Candy. Well, can Hamilton get on pole? We'll see. You choose F1 commentary. Now this is where we are. We're on YouTube. We do Formula E commentary though. We do the Formula E stuff. In fact, let's hype it up. That's it. Everything happens for a reason. We're gonna hype it. Not even this team of fans. Stroll chat. If you're a Stroll fan, let us know in the chat. They must be out there. Okay, Q3 is underway, everyone. 7 more years of Lewis domination. Q3 is underway. This could be absolutely incredible, especially if the rain drops. But I think even if it doesn't, it's up for grabs. Just to remind you, what's going to happen is we're probably going to get 2 main runs. We'll get a run at the beginning and we'll get a run at the end. In fact, they were queued up in the pit lane, and it was Lando Norris, I believe, at the front, and then Max Verstappen. Oh, it's Piastri, sorry. Piastri, Verstappen, and then Norris. So let's see who's going to be on top at the end of the first run, because if it rains, this run will dictate your starting positions for the race tomorrow. Hamilton is thinking that the Mercedes is better than the red horse. We'll see. Maybe he can back out for it, go for a silver arrow. And yes, I like the infantry. I use it sometimes to concentrate. Is that a subtle dig? Alright, here we go then. Here we go. So Piastri is going to start us off, by the way. So Piastri is going to start the first lap. And I don't know whether it's going to rain or not. I don't know. You can see the satellite map. It's moved around. But I'm not sure whether it's super overcast. Don't pay attention to the purple sectors right now because they're all just setting their out laps. What you want to see is from Piastri setting the pace from Sector 1. Let's see what Piastri is going to do in Sector 1 then. Here we go. Here goes Piastri Sector 1. 20.4. I'm not sure that's a great Sector 1, I've got to be honest. Mintan Pan says, be real, Hamilton won't dominate this season. We'll see. There must be some Stroll fans. Or I can understand why the Stroll fans don't want to make themselves known now, but, you know, is what it is. Verstappen says track mostly dry. The track must be very dry because the lap times in Q2 were faster than Q1. So I don't, unless I'm misreading it, I don't think we're anywhere close to intermediates, but I might be wrong. Part suppliers, yeah, is a good client to have. Welcome, Musa. So here we go then. We're going to see Piastri come around first, everyone. So Piastri is going to come around first. Davina James having a good laugh at Ferrari. So here comes Piastri over the line. It's a 1 minute 12.7. It's a lot slower. It's a lot slower. So maybe I have to stand corrected and there is quite a bit of moisture around on the track. Or it's just a slow lap. Verstappen goes fast. It's Verstappen provisionally faster, 12.3. So if the rain were to fall now, Verstappen would be on pole. And in fact, Norris goes a second slower. Norris goes a second slower, so maybe Verstappen's pulled a blinder here. Maybe Verstappen's pulled a blinder. Maybe it is a bit wet. Who's coming over now? But Alonso goes faster than Lando, so maybe it was just not a great lap from Lando. And here's Stroll. Stroll's going to come through. What can Stroll do? Can Stroll do some damage? Ooh, Stroll comes in P4, but a 13. But there is, I can tell you now, it's sunshine. It's sunny on track right now. So it's sunny on track. There's cars going round. Is the track going to get faster? Has it been slower? Is it going to go in faster? Here comes Sonoda to finish his lap. Will he get in 1 minute 12? No, he doesn't. Weird lap from Sonoda. What about Alex Albon? 1 minute 13.2 for Albon. A whole second slower than Verstappen. Hang on, everyone. Are we still in Max Verstappen dominant times? What about Daniel Ricciardo? I think he might be starting a lap there. And George Russell going to finish one. No, sorry, George Russell also starting, and Hamilton will be on the same strat. So Hamilton also starting. We'll see Lando come in. And we'll see Verstappen come in as well. So there we go. So keep an eye now on Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Russell and Hamilton. By the way, Ricciardo might need to deal with traffic from Alex Albon. We'll see. Albon will be heading into the pit lane. Let Lewis cook. Well, if you want hammer time, now's the time that he's going to be absolutely hammering it. And Hamilton does the fastest first sector anyone. Hamilton goes faster than anyone there. Hamilton goes faster than Verstappen in sector 1. There's life in Hamilton yet. What about sector 2? Russell goes faster in sector 2, and it's very close between Russell and Hamilton in sector 1. They basically at exactly the same time, so it looks like Mercedes domination here. Put some arrows in the chat if you're a Mercedes fan, because it looks like Mercedes are going to do a 1-2 here. Surely Albon's just going to go straight into the pits and not cause any issue. Yes, he does. So here comes Russell, surely going to go provisionally fastest. Surely. Yes, he does. But what about Hamilton? 1 minute 12 down for Russell. Will Hamilton go faster? He could do. Will come down to the last sector. No, he doesn't. 2.8 slower in the end. It was a massively slower last sector. But Mercedes on top. So if it were to rain now, here we go. Here come the arrows. Here come the hammers. Yeah, you can think. Taketis Kilgore thinking tactically there. I like it. So Mercedes fans, I remember doing these watch-alongs where Lewis Hamilton was doing really well. So it's come full circle now. David McLean, brilliant Mercedes come on. Me and Russell got a tow. Yeah, Alex Albon might have given his mate George Russell a nice tow there down the back straight. So there we go. Shadow says Merck have cooked and left no crumbs. Talking about leaving no crumbs, let's leave no likes on the table. 1,600 people watching. If you're enjoying it, please just hit that like button now, completely free. Really helps me out personally. I'm sure we can get to 300 likes, which would be a big like total for us. Just smash that like button. Let's see what happens. Because is Ricciardo going to come in, or is he going to start a new lap? What's the Ricciardo strategy? No, Ricciardo's in. Hamilton and Russell will come in. So Piastri's doing a bit of a weird strat here. He's sort of doing the Ferrari qualifying strategy. He's coming out in the middle. It's hammer time. Yasu likes it. We leave in no crumbs for anyone. Absolutely no crumbs allowed here. This is a no crumb zone. We have zero tolerance for crumbs. Just cooking. Marcus, big Mercedes fan. Hackon says Hackon. Yep. However you roll, my friend. Please get a pole, Lewis. 2016 all over again. Mia says pole is good, but remember the race is where the points are. By the way, I think the track's getting faster. From what I'm seeing, it's sunny. It's not going to rain. I'd be shocked if it rains. I think that it's sunshine now. The track will be heating up. I think the track is getting faster. Everyone's going to go onto new softs. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. David McLean, there's definitely going to be a first corner incident tomorrow. We'll see. Looking at a replay of Piastri coming in. Was he meant to go through the weighbridge? Oh no, he just had to avoid someone in the pit lane. It wasn't a big deal. Someone was crossing the pits. Is what it is. Oh my goodness me. Was that Hamilton? You cannot get any closer to the Wall of Champions there. And he is a 7-time world champion, so he's well within his right. He did that thing where he countersteered into the wall to control the drift. Like, absolutely insane stuff. Track evolution seems high, Isabel Flug says. Okay. Switcheroo, I can feel the energy from Lewis's car in England. So we're going to see, by the way. I don't know what the Piastri strategy is, because he's technically on his lap now. But oh no, he's doing PBs. He's doing PBs, I believe. Is he doing PBs? He might be doing PBs for him. 20.2, 22.7. Yeah, he's there or thereabouts. His second sector's faster than Verstappen. So let's actually keep an eye on Piastri here. What's Piastri going to do as he goes over? Let's see. Piastri goes second. Oh my goodness. Piastri split the Mercedes here. So I think there is a bit of track evolution, but it's a great lap from Piastri. The question is, what do you do now if you're Piastri? Did you have enough fuel in? Bear in mind that every lap of fuel, will be a few tenths in qualifying trim, basically. Does he go around now again, slot into the flow and do another lap at the end? Interesting strategy. Shadow saying, let McLaren cook. Memory Mayor likes the commentary. I like you being here, Mayor. Great to have you on board. But yeah, put in the chat now. Put your name of the driver that you think who's going to get pole position. Ere says Lewis pole. Alex Hyde is your only Tasmanian fan. Again, big up to the Tasmanian massive there. Okay, so what did Norris do? Norris gone P2 as well. As I was bigging up the Tasmanian massive, Norris goes P2. And look how close it is at the top. Goodness me. 0.02 of a second between Russell and Norris there. Very, very, very close. Very close. Alex High says Jake Paul. Susie says Lewis. Davina says Norris. David Norris. Marcus Empty Track for the victory. Vichy says Lewis. Apple Louder Album poll. Mercy Lewis poll. Roll says Verstappen. Okay, well, we're going to find out now with just less than 2 minutes to go. I believe the track is getting faster. The Piastri strategy is to stay out. Will he do another insulation lap here? In which case he was carrying quite a lot of fuel, excess fuel for that lap there, for the one that put him provisionally P3. But let's have a look. Who's on a fast lap? Lance Stroll's on the fast lap. He's going to have to overtake Verstappen, though, who's come out and who's on his out lap. So Stroll's decided to go on some sort of weird strategy here. And what's Ricciardo doing? Yeah, Ricciardo's going to finish his lap here. So Ricciardo's on his last and final lap. And everyone coming through now is going to be on their last and final lap after Ricciardo. Hamilton is probably going to be the driver who is going to set the last lap of the session. So if Track Evolution continues to get faster, Hamilton, unless there's a red flag, will be, and maybe a lot of traffic actually, will be the beneficiary of that. But let's see. So, what's happening now? Lance Stroll is going to set his lap time. Where's Lance Stroll going to go? P6, 12.7 for Lance Stroll. Not a particularly great lap time. In fact, that wouldn't have even got him into Q3. So, Piastri's going to set his start his fastest lap now. And so is Russell. Russell's quite close to Piastri. Hamilton, a bit compromised here because he has to let Ricciardo through. And then Ricciardo's going to finish his lap and Hamilton will have to come back on Ricciardo. So here's Ricciardo. Ricciardo goes P4. Big lap for Danny Rick there. Big lap for the Honey Badger. Jack Villeneuve just evaporated somewhere because Ricciardo goes P4. So keep an eye. Verstappen, fastest Sector 1 out of anyone. And it is ridiculous. 19.9. I think we're going to see a pole position here for Verstappen here. I think we're going to see it for Verstappen. It's a very quick Sector 2 as well. I'm predicting, Snowline sends some kisses, Danny. I'm predicting a Verstappen Masterclass. Here comes Tsunoda, though, in the other MasterCard, Cash App, PayPal car in P8. Not a good lap for Tsunoda. But keep an eye on Verstappen. I think Verstappen's going to go provisionally fastest here. And I'm not sure anyone's going to be able to match him. No, he doesn't! Verstappen's not on pole. Verstappen's not on pole. Verstappen's not on pole. 1 minute 12 dead. Isn't that the exact same time as Russell? Is that the exact same time as George Russell? Chat, wasn't that what George Russell did? Has Russell just improved anyway? No, why is Verstappen slower? What's going on? What's happened here? It's the same time. It's the same time. They set the same time. What happens? What happens now? How do they work this out? Is there another decimal? Oh my goodness. Same time here. By the way, Hamilton just evaporated there. Hamilton had an absolute disaster. So, provisionally, okay, what happens now? That must be for TV, but there must be an actual. And then do you give it to the driver who's done it first or done it second? The exact same time. What are we witnessing? We're witnessing an absolute madness here. It's an absolute madness. Oh my goodness me. Russell said it first. Russell gets it. He did it first. Rock, paper, scissors. But one of them was faster. In reality, one was faster. Second from memory, but then David Russell should get it because he said it's same as Perez 997. Was that Jack Villeneuve in Perez 97? Perez 97, first 3 drivers same time. How many decimal places was that to? Well, chat, I did say this could be an absolute like barnstorm of qualifying, and it's turned out that way because I don't think this is done. For some reason, I think that could change. That is not classified yet. That is provisional. First 112 wins, first person to get, yeah, but that's if it's what I'm saying is, what if they have data that's more precise than that? Because we're now almost 30 years on from Perez. 30 years before Perez, we didn't have colour TV. So in that 30 years now, are they able to actually work out who went faster? What a dramatic qualifying. I don't think it's a DNF. I mean, I don't remember seeing, Perez was, would have watched it, but I don't really remember it. I would have been very young. So I don't remember seeing this to the thousandths. Well, no, there is a thousand. You've got tenths, hundredths, and thousandths there. So they have been the exact same time to a thousandths, which is pretty. Or maybe do a front grid. That's like a 3-row front grid like MotoGP. Right, something called Isabel. According to F1 official, what are F1 officials saying? At this point, we go to the 10th time. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, do we go to another decimal? Pretty sure they can see the 4th decimal. Yeah. I think they have more decimals, but they don't show them because it just, imagine, it just wouldn't make sense. I think they have more decimals. Yeah, but if that's official F1, like the Twitter feed, that'll just be some admin on his or her phone. So I think, isn't this down to the FIA? Is it down to the FIA? Nissim, I don't think you can assume that the tech does not have any marginal error. I agree with that. Zach wasn't even alive when Perez 19.7 happened. Right. At the moment, it's Russell. Russell celebrating with his engineer. Unless it changes, it is going to be Russell then. So Russell is going to start first. What happened to Hamilton here? And also, when's the last time? While we're all here, can I just emphasize? When's the last time we had the top 7 drivers in Q3 within 3/10? In a second's like this. So 3/10 of a second is like. So you had 7 cars within like all 7 cars. Isn't that like? Is it just me, or does that not? Is that not believe? It's almost not believable. I don't. It's like, I don't actually. I think I do believe it. Like, it's very hard to believe. It's almost like magic, or it's incredible. But I want stronger than that. That you have these teams that independently develop their cars in their factories, and their aero and their chassis, and it's all top secret and it's all very confidential. And they go around a circuit, and all 7 of them are like, it would be okay to be like, that's not true. There's no way that would happen, right? I can't find the words to explain it, but I feel like if it is true, which it is because we've just seen it, so as it's true, it must be the case that if you have incredible competition and very competitive people and structures, you reach a point of. But then the other thing I don't understand is, like, we have people saying, like, the Mercedes guys are like, the car's crap. But you're still within that. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Is like, you can't have variances within that amount of time where one car is really bad and one car's really good. Like, they're all good or they're all bad because they're the same, essentially. Perez is pronounced Perez. Okay. Officially announced that Russell's on poles. There we go, Russell on poles. He's running down the pit lane. I mean, it all comes down. When you come down to 1,000 to a second, we're talking paint on the helmet. That's why Nico Rosberg got rid of the paint. We're talking, had he gone to the bathroom before? How much liquid does he have on board? How much has he sweated? George Russell, sweaty boy Russell, has won this by the skin of his sweat, or the sweat on his skin. He's sweated away some body weight, and that's how he's got it. So, top tip there: if you want to be a racing driver, just sweat. That's why Prince Philip, Prince Andrew, one of them, I don't know, didn't make it. Octave Moist, this championship is going to be the most exciting in years. So we're going to be back. I'm going to hang out here because I want to see the reaction. We aren't going to be streaming the race tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Do the one with all notifications, and make sure you hit the like button as well, because it's going to be a very exciting race tomorrow. Very exciting. Jester King sweating away only if it evaporates out the cockpit. He farted on the final straight. Honestly, I'm not an aerodynamicist, but it sounds plausible. George is going to be cooked by Verstappen in the race, though. We'll see. We'll see. If he were bold, he would be even quicker. Yeah. Honestly. Hey, chat, can someone let me know how much does like my hair, how much does my hair on my head weigh? How much does that weigh, do you reckon? Is it like 100 grams? That's a tenth of a kilo. No worries, Chester. Thanks, Aeneas. Danny Rick hasn't qualified this well in ages. It must be that he needs to hire Jack Villeneuve as like his personal motivator. You know, like Lewis Hamilton had Angela. I think Daniel Ricciardo needs Jack Villeneuve in exactly the same role, but just talking trash to him, like right up until the mechanics come off the grid, start the race, and like on the radio. I sneeze. Is it going to rain tomorrow or stay dry? Well, we've been told that rain's meant to be coming all weekend, so we'll see. Sweat, baby, sweat. Daniel Ricciardo knew. Daniel Ricciardo knew. Maybe that's a strategy. We're not going to talk about McLarens. We can talk about the McLarens. We can talk about them. We can talk about Lando Norris. If only he'd sweated a little bit, he'd be on pole. Because he's only 200ths away. 200ths. A healthy person, debatable for me then, with 6-inch long hair and 80 to I don't know ounces. What's ounces in what does that mean in non-freedom? How is overtaking Montreal? You can do it. You can try. You can do it down the home straight and the back straight. I'd encourage you to watch 2011 highlights. Vincent Demboff says McLaren has the best race car. Perez just cruising. Yeah, Perez just had like a full lunch, ate before the race, didn't cut his hair. Thanks, Damon McDonald, subscribing from Australia, loving the country. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Well, your boy Oscar Piastri and Daniel Ricciardo, P4 and P5. It's a good result for the Australians. Great result. 160 grams. That would do it, honestly. Would they need more ballast with an anorexic driver? Well, is it minimum weight? I can't remember. Marcus hoping for an interesting race tomorrow. Yeah, I hope so as well. George Russell sort of taking it in. He's big smiles, as you might imagine, but it's not like a grinning smile. It's like, let's be honest, it's a smug smile. But he's deserved it. He's deserved it. Fair play to George Russell. He's also quite tall as well. So, you know, he's got some weight there. See you, Marcus. Davina, so Russell and Max are going to touch the first few corners. Well, George Russell might be fancying himself as a race winner here. You know, I've been doing a lot of stuff with Formula E this season. Formula E CEO did a bet earlier this year where he bet. Hang on a second. Hang on. Because I did a video on this. The Formula E CEO has bet £250,000 that Max Verstappen will win this season's championship. So basically, if someone else wins the championship, the Formula E CEO, basically like my boss when it comes to doing Formula E stuff, he has to pay £250,000. Come on, George. Come on, George. That is quite funny, actually. I think at the time of making that bet, it probably seemed quite safe. No worries, Daniel Vestevikov. Roger Farr, Russell has beautiful eyes. Good for scanning the road. Fast in the Taco Bell tonight and F1 tomorrow. You know what? I was in London on Wednesday. I did a event with Pimax. So when I do my VR videos in F1 game and ACC, they had a road show and I was down with Pimax. That was down on Edgware Road. I used to live on Edgware Road. And I went to Taco Bell and it was just not the same as America. And then someone got shot outside. I was on Edgware Road on Wednesday and I was having a Taco Bell and someone just got shot. It's a very stereotypical London these days. Yeah. They did die as well. It wasn't you know. Anyway, enough of that. And I think the CEO of Formula E is losing his money. Maybe. Maybe. Isabel, is €250 a lot to the Formula E CEO? There, how much does he make? It's a lot of money to anyone. Like, I can't even imagine having €250,000 to bet. But I reckon, honestly, like, okay, so what happened is he had an interview with Jermaine Genus, and in the interview he said, I'll tell you, I'll bet you this. So he said, I'll bet you. And then I shared it, so I was involved because I shared it. I think I maybe reacted to it or I shared it or something. But I reckon, I don't know, I have no knowledge of this, but I reckon Formula E would pay him back or something. I don't know. Or maybe that's what he wanted to say. I generally don't know. But I think it's a bet to charity as well, just to make that clear. Like, I think he said, I'll give 250 grand to charity if someone other than the Max wins. I think my concern at the time was that you should give it charity anyway, but yeah. I wouldn't mind one of those Formula E cars to the streets of Melbourne. That would be a great race, to be fair. At the time, it was more like a low-risk investment. Yeah, like it was basically like a bond. Government gilt. Isabel, I think it wouldn't be much to Dominicali, but I'm not sure how much FE as a brand is worth. He said a charity. Oh, he said a charity of the winners choose. If another driver wins, that driver can choose which charity gets a 250k. I should really know this. Max is a great delivery boy. He could even do a Taco Bell still one. Welcome, no dude. Hope you're okay. Yeah, but there we go. The same time. Look at that in the corner. The same time. And I think more than that, just a very close qualifying session. I haven't seen a qualifying session that close for... I can't remember. We're used to seeing Max be on pole by the gap between the top 7 drivers. Like, that's no exaggeration. Thank you, Chai. Thanks for joining. We'll see you tomorrow for sure. We'll definitely see you tomorrow. In fact, what time is it tomorrow? Can someone let me know? We can plan what time we want to go live, because I think we should go live an hour before. I think we need the full hour-long build-up tomorrow. Welcome, Pranil. Why is Ferrari so bad? If I knew, I would let you know, but I don't know. I don't know why they're so bad. I have no idea. (7 p.m. BST). Is that an hour early today? So we're going live at 6 p.m. then. That's absolute prime time. That is so good. So we're going to go live an hour before. We're going to hang out. Are we happy to go live an hour before? Let's do it. Why not? Prime time. That's normally when I make all my videos for the week. 8 till 10, I'm just sim racing very, very, very hard. No, dude, I'm happy for Russell. Yeah, I'm happy for Russell. I think it's a great result for Russell. Great to see the drama of them both getting the same time, and a great, you know, he will just, everything that he's done to sort of like maximize his time, he will know that that got him that pole position, because if he hadn't done them, he would have definitely lost a thousandth of a second. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's like Formula 1 esports level stuff, really. The race is 4 AM Aussie time. Goodness me. Don't we have Australians in the chat to Tasmanians? I wonder what Jack Villeneuve is going to say about Daniel Ricciardo now. Because Ricciardo's quite handily out-qualified. Daniel Ricciardo was less than 2/10 off pole position. Which is pretty damn mad. Will the Silver Arrows pose their first win in 2024? Mercedes have not had good race pace for a long time. They've had to do weird strats like go really long. But we'll see here. We'll see. The disappointing thing for Mercedes will be Hamilton isn't there. Hamilton's not like a P4 or P5. Hamilton's down in P7. So Hamilton sort of didn't do a good job there in the last lap. George Rogers, what did I miss? Big up all George's with surnames beginning with R. Yeah, I've heard it's the George with surname beginning with R day. That's why Russell's done so well here. Logan drove well. Yeah, P13 for Logan. Oh, by the way, the Ferraris. There's a lot to talk about. I think we're definitely going to do an F1 podcast on... Well, maybe we do it in the studio. Or maybe we just do it. Maybe we just do it here. I don't know. But we'll see. ED Racing, unfortunately I can't watch live because of my great Wi-Fi speed. You can watch it on low quality there. I'd be surprised if you just watch it at 240, because it's more about the I'm letting you know what's going on. So you can actually, I think a lot of people watch this without even, they don't even want to see this. They just want to listen. Not Jaws doing the meme pose. Was it that one like that? You got to give it to him though, to be fair. Oh, is he doing the one like that? His celebration. The whole paddock must be stunned for I didn't make it. David, get tube internet. I wish I had that. I have very slow internet here. If I had fast internet, this would be crisp 4K. But I don't. I've had to do lots of... I pay for a separate internet connection just for streaming. So this connection is only for streaming and it's still slow. It's the T-pose. Ahmad, the championship is becoming closer than I thought at the beginning of the year. What do you think? Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with you. And I think we're at an inflection point. Like, I remember at the beginning of the season, we'd have some people come in the chat and say, this season's so boring. Verstappen's won this. And I was like, yeah, but you have to feel the tapestry of the season. So a lot of people here, we've been, you know, way before the season, but we were watching every race this season, every watch along this season. And we can feel this inflection point now. And like I said earlier, I said it's a really critical point for Verstappen. Because if he doesn't do well here, you know, well, the weird thing is it's Leclerc putting on the pressure in the championship, but Leclerc's had a terrible qualifying here. It's all kind of crazy. I used all your data. Sorry, I'm sorry for using data. My bad. See you, Isabel. We'll see you tomorrow. Christopher, I'm glad that the other teams have stepped up their engineering for sure. David, I hope it goes down to the last race. Well, I bet the Abu Dhabi government, will be very excited about that, and they probably have a vested interest in making sure that happens. I'm not saying anything weird could happen, but we know from the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League that they definitely don't pay off influencers and whatnot. Wow, some of those sector times are just so close. Very close sector times. Sad day for Rory. Chat, can we pull one out for Rory? A Ferrari fan. It's the end of the road for Ferrari. This is it. Could be years in the wilderness now. No worries, Paul. Crazy Q2. Crazy Q3. I thought Q3 is a bit crazier. Well, to be fair, Q2 was crazy with Ferrari going out. And Q1 was pretty mad with Perez going out. I mean, Perez is non-stop. What are they doing at Red Bull? Honestly, what are they doing? What do they think? What are they thinking? See, Natasha? Right, what I'm going to do is... Bear with me. Oops. So, that was a very exciting qualifying. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting race as well. George Lewis predicted that he wouldn't be beating George. Yeah, maybe he could have done, but he just decided not to because of his prediction. Is it me of Red Bull having issues with reliability? No, I think the wheels are coming off Red Bull a little bit, and I'm sure that the Adrian Newey situation is part of that. I'm sure it's part of it. 100%. Ooh, keyboard. Red Bull had Taco Bell for lunch. Red Bull sponsored by Taco Bell. If it rains, Ferrari will move right up. Yeah, if it rains tomorrow, it'll be a bit of an equaliser. It could be a great race. I'm looking at the onboard comparison between Russell and Hamilton. Looks like Hamilton a lot more active on the wheel. So he's not feeling the car as much as Russell. Hamilton's having to make a lot more corrections. Pretty much every corner, Hamilton's making big corrections. So I don't know if that's driving style or the way that the car's set up. Where will Adrian go next year? I think we should sign Adrian on the stream. Chat, how about... It's like, I'll just stand back there and Adrian Newey can sit here. Should we put in an offer for Adrian Newey? How much do we have? What can we offer Adrian Newey? Yeah, Hamilton's super active. David, 100%. I'm excited for the race tomorrow. 6 o'clock start, prime time. Should be a fun one. £156.99. I wasn't going to go in that high, but David, I see clearly money bags. I was going to offer maybe complimentary food and drink. 2.1 billion. You never know, Rory. That's you. You've been around the block long enough to know anything can happen in the race. Anything can happen. Yeah, I'm just kind of taking it in here because it's a very exciting qualifying session. For disaster Ferrari. I mean, it's worse for Ferrari than it is for Verstappen. Right, everyone. I'm going to put... This is a link for tomorrow then. This is a link for tomorrow. And when I end the stream, it should take you there. So please feel free to hit the like button on that stream. Leave a comment if you want as well. I'm going to end this stream. It's going to take us straight there. I'll play us out a little bit. I'll play us out. So it should be a very exciting race tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go and make some videos now at 10:30. Oh. And I'll be back tomorrow for the F1. No worries, David. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Really appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure you click that link or it's going to take you automatically there. But I'll see you on that stream tomorrow. Thank you very much.